Have you ever started something with fire in your chest and excitement in your soul, only to abandon it halfway through? Have you ever looked around at all the half-done projects in your life, the unfinished dreams gathering dust, the promises you made to yourself that you never kept, and wondered, what's wrong with me? I'm the Cosmic Sage, and I'm here to tell you something important. You're not broken. You're not lazy. You're not a failure. You just don't know the secret that separates people who finish from people who quit. And today, I'm going to tell you about a woman who couldn't finish anything she started. A woman whose life was a graveyard of abandoned dreams. Until one conversation with a stranger taught her the truth that changed everything. Stay with me, because if you've got unfinished business haunting you, this story will set you free. But before we ride into this tale, if you're new here, hit that subscribe button. Every week, I bring you stories that'll teach you what school never did. And if you've been with me, show love with that like button. Let's get more people to hear this. Also, drop a comment and tell me, where you watching from? What time is it where you are? I want to know who's riding with me today. Now, let's get into it. The year was 1885, and the town of Cedar Falls sat in the Montana Territory, surrounded by pine forests and mountain streams. Living in that town was a 29-year-old woman named Abigail Porter. Abigail was a dressmaker, or at least she tried to be. She had talent, real talent. Her stitching was precise. Her eye for color was exceptional. Her designs were beautiful. But Abigail had one problem that haunted her every single day. She couldn't finish anything. Her small workshop behind her boarding house was filled with half-made dresses, a wedding gown with no sleeves, a Sunday dress with no hem, a child's coat with no buttons. Every surface held the ghost of a dream she'd started with passion and abandoned with shame. When customers asked, "Miss Porter, will my dress be ready?" she'd smile nervously and say, "Soon, just a few more touches." But soon never came. The promises piled up like the unfinished fabric, and her reputation was crumbling. Her mother had been a skilled seamstress who taught Abigail everything she knew. Before she passed, she'd said, "Abigail, a seamstress is measured not by how many dresses she starts, but by how many she finishes." Abigail would nod and promise to do better. Then she'd start another project. She'd tell herself, "This time will be different. This dress will be the one I complete." Her heart would fill with hope and determination. But within days, a new idea would appear. A better design, a more exciting color, a more interesting challenge. And the half-finished dress would join the others, gathering dust in the corner. The cycle continued month after month, and Abigail felt trapped in her own pattern. She felt ashamed, but she couldn't stop. It was like an addiction she couldn't control. Every night, she'd lie in bed surrounded by the weight of incomplete things. The guilt pressed on her chest like a stone. She'd whisper to the darkness, "Why can't I finish what I start? What's wrong with me?" The questions echoed in her mind, but no answers came. What would you do, friends, if you had the talent but not the follow through? If you started everything but finished nothing? One autumn morning, everything changed. Mrs. Catherine Blackwell, the wealthiest woman in Cedar Falls, came to Abigail's workshop. Her daughter was getting married, and she wanted a special wedding dress, the finest in the territory. Money was no object. She looked around the workshop, saw the half-finished pieces, saw Abigail's talent buried under chaos. "Miss Porter," she said, "I know you can create something magnificent. I'll pay you well. I need it in 3 months." Abigail's heart jumped with joy. This was her chance. This would be the project that proved she could finish. She accepted immediately. For the first 2 weeks, she worked with passion. The dress began to take shape. The fabric was perfect. The beading was exquisite. Everyone who saw it said, "Abigail, this will be your masterpiece." But then she saw a design in a catalog from San Francisco. A beautiful jacket pattern. Simple. Quick. Just a small project, she told herself. I'll finish it fast, then return to the dress. The small project became a medium project. Then another idea came. Then another. Her focus scattered in a dozen directions. The wedding dress sat abandoned in the corner. 3 months passed like water through her fingers. The wedding day arrived. The dress sat in the corner of her workshop, still unfinished. No sleeves attached. No final beading. Half the hem undone. Abigail stood at her window, listening to the church bells ring in the distance. Mrs. Blackwell had hired another dressmaker from the next town over. Abigail had lost a job, lost the money, lost her reputation. But worse than all of that, she'd lost respect for herself. She sat on the floor of her workshop, surrounded by dozens of unfinished pieces. And for the first time in her life, she cried. Not because she'd failed once, but because she'd failed the same way over and over for years. She looked at her hands. Skilled hands that created beautiful beginnings but never beautiful endings. She whispered, I'm tired of being the woman who almost did something great. That evening, broken and desperate, Abigail walked to the edge of town where an old woman named Ruth lived. Ruth was a retired tailor who'd made clothes for miners and ranchers for 40 years. She was known for two things, her perfect craftsmanship and her blunt honesty. Abigail knocked on the cabin door. Ruth opened it, looked at Abigail's red eyes, and simply said, Come in. The cabin was small but immaculate. Every tool had its place. Every surface was clean. In the corner sat a perfectly finished quilt, every stitch exact. The contrast to Abigail's chaotic workshop was striking. Miss Ruth, Abigail said, her voice shaking, I can't finish anything. I have talent. I have ideas. But I can't complete what I start. How do you do it? How do you finish everything perfectly? Ruth didn't answer immediately. Instead, she picked up a piece of leather and a cutting knife. She sat down and began to cut slowly, carefully. After several minutes of silence, she spoke. Abigail, do you see this leather? Abigail nodded. Inside this leather is a belt. But right now, the belt is trapped, invisible. My job is to remove everything that isn't the belt. She cut away a strip. If I stop now, it's just damaged leather. Worthless. She cut another strip. If I stop now, it's still nothing. She continued, stroke by stroke, patiently. But if I keep going, if I remove one piece, then another, never stopping until Belle emerges, then I've created something complete, something useful, something valuable. Ruth looked directly at Abigail. Every project has 3 parts. The beginning is exciting. New ideas, new possibilities. The end is satisfying. Completion, pride, results. But the middle is where dreams go to die. She held up the half-cut leather. The middle is hard, boring, frustrating. You doubt yourself. New ideas seem more exciting. That's when most people quit. Ruth paused, letting the words sink in. But here's the secret, Abigail. Finishing isn't about motivation. Motivation fades like morning fog. Finishing is about commitment to the process, even when it's no longer exciting. She placed a half-cut leather in Abigail's hands. For the next 30 days, I want you to do something different. Choose one project. Just one, the smallest, simplest project in your workshop, and make a promise. You'll touch that project every single day, even if only for 10 minutes, until it's complete. Even if you don't feel like it, even if it's boring, even if a better idea comes. Ruth leaned closer. Finish one thing, Abigail. Just one, because the woman who can finish one thing can finish anything. Abigail returned home that night, holding the half-cut leather like a sacred object. She looked around her workshop at the chaos of unfinished projects and made a decision. She chose the simplest piece. A child's apron started months ago, needing only a few hours of work to complete. This one, she said aloud, I will finish this one. She placed it in the center of her work table, like an altar to commitment. The next morning, before her mind could create excuses, she worked on the apron for 10 minutes. Just 10 minutes. It wasn't exciting. It wasn't glamorous. But she did it. Day 2, 10 minutes. Day 3, 10 minutes. On day 5, a new idea came. A brilliant design for a traveling cloak. Her hands itched to start it, but she remembered Ruth's words. She touched the apron instead. Some days, she worked for 10 minutes. Some days, once she started, she worked for an hour because momentum carried her. But she never skipped a day. Rain or shine, tired or energetic, motivated or unmotivated. She showed up. On day 12, something shifted. The apron was nearly finished. She could see the end. And for the first time in years, she felt something she'd forgotten. Pride. Not pride in starting. Pride in continuing. Pride in keeping her word to herself. On day 18, she sewed the final seam. On day 21, she added the last decorative stitch. On day 23, the apron was complete. Abigail held it up in the lamplight. It was simple, but it was finished. Whole, complete. She felt something break inside her, not in a painful way, but like a dam releasing pressure. Tears came, but this time they were different. Tears of joy, tears of victory. For the first time in her life, she understood she wasn't broken. She just needed to learn how to finish. She chose a second project, then a third. Each time the same rule: touch it every day until complete. No jumping to new ideas. No giving up halfway. Weeks became months. Abigail's workshop transformed. The half-finished graveyard disappeared, replaced by completed dresses, cloaks, and quilts. Customers began to notice. Miss Porter, what happened to you? 6 months later, Mrs. Blackwell returned. Miss Porter, I heard about your change. Can you make a dress for my younger daughter's wedding? This spring. Abigail smiled. Yes, and this time I'll finish it. And she did. The dress was magnificent. Better than anything she'd ever created. Because it wasn't just built with skill, but with commitment. Now, friends, listen to me carefully. Abigail's story isn't just about sewing. It's about you. It's about me. It's about every person who has started something with passion, but left it incomplete. We all have unfinished dreams collecting dust somewhere. Here's the truth. Finishing is a skill, not a talent. And like any skill, it can be learned. Let me give you some real examples. Because I know you're sitting there thinking about your own unfinished projects. Maybe you started learning guitar, bought the guitar, watched 3 YouTube tutorials, played for a week. Now it sits in the corner, gathering dust. You tell yourself, I'll get back to it, but you never do. Maybe you started writing a book. You had the idea, the passion, wrote the first 3 chapters. They're still sitting in a Google Doc you haven't opened in 8 months. Maybe you started a business, set up the LLC, made a logo, created social media accounts, but you never launched, never posted, never took the scary step of actually starting. Maybe you started getting healthy. Joined the gym in January, meal prep for 2 weeks, lost 5 pounds. By March, you quit. The gym membership charges your account every month as a reminder of what you didn't finish. Maybe you started learning a language, downloaded Duolingo, did the lessons for 30 days, felt proud of your streak, then missed 1 day, then another. Now you can't even remember how to say hello. Maybe you started organizing your life, bought the planner, the apps, the storage containers, used them for a week. Now they're buried under the same mess you were trying to fix. Sound familiar? Here's what Ruth taught Abigail and what I'm teaching you. The middle is always hard. That's not a sign you should quit. That's a sign you're exactly where every successful person has been. The beginning is exciting. The end is rewarding. But the middle is boring, frustrating, and discouraging. That's where most people quit. But here's the secret. Finished beats perfect. A completed simple project is worth more than 10 brilliant ideas that never happened. Your finished work will always be more valuable than your perfect plans. And here's the key. Touch it daily, even 10 minutes. Because consistency defeats motivation every single time. Motivation comes and goes like the weather, but consistency is a foundation that stands firm. Small daily actions create massive results over time. 10 minutes a day for 30 days is 300 minutes. That's 5 hours. 5 hours is enough to finish most small projects you've been avoiding. So here's my challenge to you, and I want you to take this seriously. Look around your life right now, at the half-read books, the abandoned goals, the projects you started with excitement but left behind. Choose one, just one, the smallest one, and make a promise. For the next 30 days, you will touch that project every single day, even if only for 10 minutes, until it's complete. Set a timer if you need to. Mark it on your calendar. Tell someone about your commitment. Make it real. Make it public. Make it unavoidable. Because the moment you finish one thing, you prove to yourself that you can finish, and that changes everything. You're not a person who can't finish. You're a person who hasn't learned how to finish yet. But today, that changes. Before you go, I need something from you. If this story hit you, if you saw yourself in Abigail, share it with someone who has dreams collecting dust. Drop a comment below. Tell me, what's the one project you're going to finish in the next 30 days? Let's hold each other accountable. And if you haven't subscribed yet, hit that button right now. Every week, the Cosmic Sage brings you the lessons that'll actually change your life. Hit that like button. Share this with someone who starts everything but finishes nothing. This is a Cosmic Sage, reminding you that finishing is a skill, not a talent, and you can learn it. One project, 30 days, 10 minutes a day. Stop starting new things. Start finishing, because the moment you complete one thing, you prove to yourself what you're truly capable of. Abigail went from a woman who couldn't finish anything to a woman who finished everything. The only difference? She learned the secret. Now you know it too. Until next time, friends, touch it daily. Finish one thing. Change everything.